that this movie is truly not about a multiverse. It's truly not about the kung fu fighting and the action and the multiverse hopping from planet to planet and different universes. That stuff is really not the core of the movie. The movie is really based on two very simple questions. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Whole Views, and today we're going to be talking about the best damn movie of 2022. That's right, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Finally got to see it, and let me tell you, I'm very high on this one. Subscribe to the channel for reviews and reactions because that tends to be what we do here. And let's talk about what at the moment is my favorite movie of the year. To the people who saw my trailer reaction and saw that thumbnail of me going like, hell yes, give me more of this. Yes, that was my attitude going into the movie. So yes, I did come in with high expectations for the film, and I was very pleasantly surprised from what we got. The thing that I think a lot of people will enjoy about this movie, and the thing that resonates so much within me, is that this movie is truly not about a multiverse. It's truly not about the kung fu fighting and the action and the multiverse hopping from planet to planet and different universes. That stuff is really not the core of the movie. The movie is really based on two very simple questions. One is a question that I find myself asking a lot, and it is, did I mess everything up? Did I ruin things? That is the question that this movie is based around. And then when you get to the antagonist and the antagonist part of the movie, the question is very simply, if I can see all of reality and I can see all the different possibilities, and I've seen them, and I've seen what all the different decisions, how they splinter off into all these different universes and how all things are possible. The second question is, does any of it really matter? And that's another question that I could see a lot of people asking themselves. To be quite honest with you, if you're not a follower of Jesus, if you don't follow Jesus and you ask that question, then the answer is very bleak. But if you do follow Jesus, or if you just believe in something, then there's a reason for hope. You take all the belief systems out of the equation though, and I find it very difficult to answer that question in a hopeful way. I feel like the film does that though. It takes the question of, does anything really matter, when you can see all the possibilities of things that are occurring. The movie asks that question, and it answers that question very well without using religion, without using a central belief system of any origin. It's just, hey, because the way the movie is how it is, and because the main characters do what they do, that question gets answered in a very comforting way. I really, really enjoyed it. Now, that's not saying that the movie is perfect. I do feel like if you pay close attention to the things that are happening, it gets a little wonky. Like the logic that they present you with throughout the movie, because there's a lot of exposition. The logic that they present you with is a little we kind of do what we feel like doing in any given moment. And that's fine if that's what they want to do. It's a one-time type of thing. They cannot, in my opinion, there cannot be a sequel to this. And with this being what it is, they can say, hey, here's what the rules are, here's what we're doing. And if they deviate from that, there's never going to be a return to the universe where it can come up again. So I'm fine with it being as wonky as it was, with just the rule bending that they go through in the film. I will also say that this movie is definitely not for general audiences, and I'm saying that off the strength of the weirdness. When I'm talking about the weirdness, I'm specifically thinking about two different instances. One, all the, I think they call them jumping pads or launching points, where they would launch between multiverses. All that stuff was weird, but it got increasingly weird to the point where I was like, ugh. I get that you're probably doing this for laughs, but I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And it's too weird. Another point was the deviations when you go from planet to planet or from universe to universe. They had some very strange deviations, some weird things happening from place to place. And because of that, I kind of felt like, man, we stretching certain things out a little too far. For people who've seen the movie, I'll say the sausage fingers, just a little bit too much of the sausage fingers, and the raccoon. The raccoon thing was stretched out way too far for me. So, not saying that I didn't like the movie. Again, I loved the movie. As far as films go, this is the best one of the year. When I make my list at the end of 2022, I'm certain this is going to be in the top 1 or 2 or 3 spots. I'm saying that, but I haven't seen The Northman yet. That is actually the next one that I'm getting into here this weekend. But it's top-notch movie making. And I must apologize on this video to Jamie Lee Curtis. It's not like she saw many other ones that I've made, but I want to go on record saying it. In my Doctor Strange video, I made comments like she complained about Multiverse of Madness. And while I stand by one of the points I made that you can like more than one thing at a time, that's very true. But Everything Everywhere All at Once is a better movie than Doctor Strange. The thing about it is that it has no universal type ties. It's the same thing in my mind as Rick and Morty, which to me this film kind of borrows or like meshes very well with the Rick and Morty multiverse, infinite realities. The thing that I see in this one, and I also see it in Rick and Morty, is that they don't have a universe of rules and characters that they are restricted by. Multiverse of Madness is restricted by the amount of characters that they can put into a movie and have kind of just go crazy. You know what I mean? Doctor Strange is limited in that ability, whereas Everything Everywhere All at Once, it's not limited at all by what it can do. This is the first introduction to this universe, first introduction to these characters. Anybody you want to include, you can include. There's no restriction, there's no wait time. Whereas a Doctor Strange is extremely limited on who it can use, how it can use them, how it can even refer to some people. It's just, it has a lot of rules to follow. There's 26 films that this is just another episode of in Doctor Strange. Whereas this one, standalone, original, as far as I can tell, didn't draw from anything else, and it's just its own thing. And I feel like it actually did multiverse quite a bit better than Doctor Strange. But it's, again, because of the constraints. How many versions of Doctor Strange can you see in that one movie? Whereas with this one, we saw a lot of versions of Evelyn and a lot of different variations on planet to planet to planet to planet. So I think this movie definitely exceeds Multiverse of Madness, but not just because of the multiversal element of it, but honestly, this movie has more heart than anything I've seen all year. It can get you emotional if you haven't seen it yet. There are emotional moments, and the heart of the movie is, to me, very much solidified within the first 15 minutes. So definitely kudos and hats off to the team that made this movie. This movie was very, very good. It's probably, again, the best thing that I've seen all year. Probably gonna be in my top 3 of the year. That's all I have to say here for this here review. If you like the reviews, drop a like. If you have anything to say as far as how you felt about the movie, do you feel like those 2 questions resonated with you? Please let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching thus far. Enjoy yourself, guard your heart, and go watch something good.